Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back or welcome to The Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in spirit dimensions. As always, when all my videos are on my live feeds, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. How are we? It has been a while since I've been on. Man, I missed you guys. I have missed going live here on YouTube with all my heart. I truly did miss coming on with the energy updates and chatting and just kind of working through our spiritual journey together collectively here. But I'm telling you right now, I had a wonderful time away. It was absolutely glorious. I'm going to be sharing a little bit about my experiences and my journey over in Ireland as with the upcoming weeks. Hi, Kayla. There you are, Spring. I see you guys. I missed you all too. I was just saying how much I missed each and every one of you and coming on to the lives. But if I'm honest, I'm going to be really honest. The trip itself was absolutely amazing, and I needed it more than what I even knew when I left here. It was incredible. The healing, the sightseeing, the adventures. It was absolutely incredible. Thank you for welcoming me back, you guys. It is really good to be back. I'm going to dive into the energy update. It's a bit of an interesting feeling with the energy this week and coming into August. And I literally sat there. I was like, oh man, oh man, come on, spirit. Um, After I do the energy update, I'll share a little bit of Ireland, and then I'll get to some questions that you guys may want to ask as well. I got a little bit of time this morning, so I'm not so time pressured. So we'll get to those questions in a bit. So moving into August, and we're kind of wrapping up July. We still have a couple days left in July. We're back to some communication stuff, you guys. That's coming up. We're back into needing to clear the air and getting things off our chest. I'm just curious if you guys can just let me know if you've been feeling a little bit agitated or a little bit off, like just feeling a little bit off. It's almost like a bit of an underlying agitation that is kind of floating around. And I'm just curious if any of you are feeling that a little bit. Dreams are also very active right now, what those dreams are trying to do is move us into this clearer communication and to get stuff up, get stuff off our chest. That's what this week is kind of starting off with a little bit of that agitation. And when I kind of chuckled with it because one thing that we struggle with as humans here, I mean, let's be brutally honest, as humans, we struggle communicating, right? We have trouble with saying how we feel sometimes. We have trouble with being able to, just kind of share and come from that heart space. We struggle with that. And this week is and into August, at first I thought, like, wait a minute, we're not on a full moon. I'm not quite sure why all this turbulent stuff around communication. But we are coming into a new moon next week. Um, and with new moons, energy comes towards us. Full moons, energy kind of like goes out. New moons, energy comes in. And with things that are coming up for us and that need to clear the air and that need to kind of get things off our chest and our need to kind of have better communication, it can also be communication with ourselves, acknowledging how we really feel, acknowledge just that acknowledgement piece, wanting to be heard and felt is and our feelings kind of coming up for us is kind of what August is going to be showing us. It's also a very impulsive energy. Like it just watch your energy frequencies. If you start feeling impulsive, if you just kind of like have that impulsive, fiery um space about you or that spice about you, there are some things that are going to be kind of floating through our collective vibration. Also remember this with other people. I am going to get to the messages, you guys, and I will talk a little bit about Ireland as well. I'm just going to get through the energy update because I've got two sides here to talk about. So that impulsive feeling or that agitated feeling, or that you may feel it as a fiery feeling as well, or lack of patience. I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want to wait anymore. That is kind of what's kind of is building up as we kind of creep into August. Now, when I heard this word, I literally rolled my eyes during my meditation. Practice patience. It that is going to be a way of creating a bit of a different harmony, being able to come back into that hard space or that heart space, sorry, and being able to communicate from that heart space. There's going to be I need to clear the air. In the next couple of days into probably next week as well. I need to clear the air, and that's how it came to me. That's what my guides were all around me with. We've got to clear the air. Um, And with that is a lot of healing. Like, when you think about it for a second, I did kind of, wince a little bit when the whole communication and the need to clear the air and all of that build up energy and that agitation energy within ourselves. I did, I did kind of grimace a little bit. But one thing that we need to remember is, this is all about healing. And that is what, we're here to do. We're here to, to work on our stuff, and we're here to navigate through the human experience. And we need to kind of practice the patience, go a little bit slower if we need to, have those still quiet moments, and to be able to express and to be able to share it. So the throat chakra is going to be in our awareness for a little bit. Kayla, yep, no patience and fiery feeling. Yeah. Last week I randomly decided to enroll myself in 2 business certificates because I felt confident out of nowhere. Love it. Love it. There's going to be that, and that a feeling of impulsiveness is going to come at us in a little bit with I really it's going to come as a knowing. It's not going to be that impulsive behavior and kind of like manic or that kind of space. It's going to come more into that impulsiveness from the soul. You need to do this. You need to say this. You need to go here. You need to do this. But we do get kind of muddled up in that sometimes with not understanding it. Give yourself that time. Give yourself that space. Give yourself that practice, the patience. The other thing that spirit hollered at me was, don't take things so seriously. Don't take things so seriously. That is, we do tend to take things really, really serious. Get more playful. Play more. Bring out that inner child. Bring out that energy while you're kind of navigating through it. August feels like a lot to me. It felt like a lot. And I was like, okay, I needed a vacation. Now I need a vacation for my vacation. And now I'm gonna need a vacation to get from August, because all and I say that with with a chuckle, because I myself am going to be practicing not taking things so seriously as we navigate through August, because it's going to be a lot. Now, when I say it's a lot, it doesn't mean in a bad way. It means a lot of working through stuff. It means a lot of processing. And sometimes when we go through that, baby steps and patience, right? It that we don't have to figure it all out in the month of August. We can navigate through that. Now remember, this goes the other way too for people that are around you, right? So if you're not kind of resonating here, just remember that I said it, because if people are around you, people that are around you are a little bit impatient or a little bit sporadic or spicy, or that's the energy that they're navigating through as well. The other thing that came up, and I know it's something that we all know, but we don't do it often enough. And and I sometimes I say to spirit, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, we know that. But spirit answered me back, well, then do it. Is fill your own cup up first. You can't pour from an empty cup, and that includes everything at so many different levels. You got to be able to fill up your own cup, nurturing yourself, nourishing yourself. And we know this, right? We know we got to take care of ourselves. This is not a new concept. This is not a huge aha moment from spirit, but we don't tap into that enough, and we don't use that energy to empower. And when spirit said that to me, I was like, oh yeah. There's that whole using it to empower yourself. Filling up our own cup gives us back our own personal power. There's also this feeling, and the best way I could describe it was the need to be nurtured, the need to be held, the need to have that contact, even with ourselves, even with that, that hugging ourselves, that, touching ourselves, being able to nurture ourselves. I felt like I just needed to be, I was sitting in meditation and I was like, I really feel like I need to be nurtured. Like what do babies suck on a pacifier? That's how the energy came into me, is I wanted to be nurtured. But it needed to come from within myself, and it needed to be, we need to kind of like look in for that too. It's great to feel it from other people. Absolutely. It's great to be nurtured from other people. But this month is going to be about nourishing and nurturing yourself, being gentle. And I talk about this all the time. Be gentle with yourself, be gentle with you. All of that stuff that I've been talking about recently is going to be the tools that we're going to need to kind of work through this energy throughout the month of August. And I often think back in reflection with previous energy updates on how what we talked about previously is coming up to be relevant for this month. All of it is. So with that, be willing to know a shift is possible. So and I went, my jaw dropped. I was like, oh, okay. So be willing to know that you can shift, you can work through it, you can, we can shift things. And shifting came up in Ireland for me. Was and I was like having so many aha moments this morning. I literally spent extra time in meditation because of those aha moments. We can shift the frequencies. What you do next shifts frequencies, right? How you navigate through this shifts frequencies. What energy around you are you identifying with? What are you connecting to? That is going to be huge with the month of August as we work through a lot of our fiery feelings, working through the need to get things off our chest, working through all that is going to be, what are we connecting to? Now, world stage wise for the month of August, and I have to take a big breath in, world stage wise, for the month of August, so collectively, this is going to tap into that. And I don't always bring this up often in energy updates. I don't talk about like world stage very often here, right? I hardly ever bring it up. But with that, we're going to see a lot of stuff world stage wise. It's going to connect to what I'm saying about communications and things that are going to come out of the air or off the chest collectively from different levels of politics and different levels of communities. There is going to be a release of that. Just remember that I said it. Just remember that I said it. And there's going to be either some kind of news or some kind of awareness that it's going to be clearing the air, and it needs to happen. It really needs to happen. There are things that are not said or not told, and it's going to have this clearing effect. And at first, I kind of got, sometimes, not that I get uncomfortable sharing, but sometimes it's like, do I really want to be the one to say it? And spirit's like, well, we're telling you because you need to be the one to say it. So I'm like, okay, here is where I had another aha moment. Is this is my piece on the communication part. This is my piece because there are so many things I will journal or I will channel, and I don't always come up here and say that because I feel like it's part of my own growth as well, and I always want to be able to process it in a. Oh, don't do an update, please don't do an update. Let me just close that. Sorry, my computer wanted to do an update probably because I haven't been on it in a while. So with that, there's going to be, what I'm saying is, I feel like there's going to be some clearing of the air collectively on the global platform. There's something coming there, and I feel like I feel like we've got to take that as well, with a patient, as well with a creating of a harmony. We need to kind of navigate through that a little bit with that as well. Restart? No, I don't want to restart. I want to snooze that. All right. Sorry, you guys. If the computer goes down, I'll come back up. Windows is always updating. So I do feel, and I do feel like I needed to talk about that today, which is very interesting, like I said, because for communication with me, that is something that I am working through with my own mediumship. I am working through that. And I worked through that big time in Ireland, which was the channeling this morning was profound for me. I had a lot of my own aha moments. Remember to fill your own cup up. Um, Fill your own cup up, and filling our own cup up sometimes can be being really aware of what energy you're identifying with. So if you're feeling pulled all the time or always around, nothing's going right on the global stage, watch what you're aligning to. I just remember that I said it. I myself don't always understand the energy updates when I give them. Sometimes for me, it's like, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. I go back through my notes. Actually, I'm not the most organized channeler. I've got journals everywhere, and I start rummaging through, my journals, looking for what I channel because I'm having that. Oh yeah, I spoke about that. Kind of fill your own cup up. All right. And watch what your energy you're identifying with. Just remember that I said it, please. All right. So Ireland, and then I'm going to share a little bit of Ireland, and then I'm going to jump into your questions. Um, I haven't read any of them yet, just the one from Kayla about the how she was feeling with the fiery energy. Um, Ireland. I knew it was going to be a great trip. But I had moments on that trip that were extremely profound. And I'm going to share the depth of those maybe in a video, or I'll come on a live or a Zoom, because something incredible happened when I was there that I'm still processing. It was so profound. I mean, I took videos of it as it was happening because it was one of those things that you wouldn't believe me unless you've seen it. But I'm still processing the messages that came from that. But I was completely surrounded at one point by hundreds and hundreds of birds that followed me. That's all I'm going to tell you right now because there's a lot of processing that I'm still doing with that trip. Um, the incredible connection to nature for me out in Ireland. I mean, I found myself flopping on the ground and just kind of connecting there and doing a lot of my own healing work, and a healing work that goes back from several lifetimes. It was absolutely so life altering for me. Reading in Ireland had a very different feeling. Um, my readings there were it was a complete I can only explain it as a completely different vibration. It spirit worked very differently there with me. Um and I think it's because of the ancient energy that's there. It was absolutely profound being able to do some channeling work there. Ireland also has a very open feeling to it. The second I got off the plane, I felt that open. It was like wide open and it was so welcoming. I felt so welcoming, and throughout the entire trip, no matter who ran into, a phrase kept being said to me. There are no strangers here in Ireland, only friends. And I was like, salivating with that. I just kept running into that over and over again, and the openness of people to be able to say, "What do you do?" And I would share it. And usually, quite often, here or in other places that I've traveled to, there's often a bit of an edge. There was not. It was very, very open. All of it, everything was just so open. And I know Europe has a bit of more of an open feeling to begin with, but this was more of a higher level for me than I've ever experienced. I've been to other places in Europe that didn't quite feel so delicious as Ireland did. Now, it is also possible, with how I connect and how I was working, it can be how I'm tapping into, right? But that was my experience there. We had an extremely, extremely wonderful time. Um, the food was amazing. The people were incredible. Everything was just incredible, and it was very healing. And I'm going to share more about that experience in some upcoming days or weeks. As I'm still processing it, I'm still working through all of it, and I work really, really hard at staying in the moment wherever I'm at, and it came so natural and easy in Ireland to just be and to just enjoy. I also really felt a lot of proud moments about myself. I felt a lot of self-awareness and it's almost hard to explain, at a deeper level. I just had so much of that feeling, um, and it was extremely healing. And spirit also sent me back with a little bit of a new way of communicating, which I will share at another time as well. All right, I'm gonna have a sip of my tea. There we go. And I'm gonna scroll up to the top because I have not read anything other than the Kayla message. It's good to see all you guys here. I miss all you guys too. Um, Camilla, Lana, I'm wondering if Spirit has a message for my fiance. I really feel like with your fiance, I really feel right now I have to hold them. I feel like I just have to really embrace and hold. And I really feel like I need to feel into their own worthiness. I feel like it needs to be, you've done enough. You're doing amazing. And I need to feel that. I feel a little bit, sometimes I get pushed back. Like I push back that kind of feeling. I push back my deliciousness. And I feel like I've got to have that boomerang effect back in to just kind of feel it. I also feel like I need to kind of clear the overthinking. There's something there with a lot of overthinking. I feel like I just got to give them a pause button to be able to say, just pause and let yourself breathe. There's a lot going on up here with some overthinking that's going on. I also feel like there's a shift in some spirit guides. I feel like I'm just kind of being navigated in just a slight, I want to say like a chiropractic kind of way, like a big like a shift. I feel like they're shifting into like this new version of them, understanding a little bit more about why I'm here. And there's some new spirit guides coming in to help navigate that. I'm gonna write now for later. Okay, good job. Kayla, off, can't sleep, vivid dreams, moody. There it is. I haven't slept well since I've come back. It's a little bit of the jet lag though for me. I really felt it coming back. I haven't been able to sleep. I'm still on that 5 hour ahead time. Grace, yes, I swear that underlying agitation, it's so bizarre. It is really bizarre because there's almost like I don't have a reason for it, right? I don't know why I'm agitated. That's kind of how it feels, right, Grace? It's just kind of tap into it a little bit more and just kind of lean in. Is there something that I need to clear up? whether it be how I'm feeling, whether there's something I need to be said. And when we have to say things, it can just simply be to ourselves too. What do you need to talk about? What needs to be said? And I feel if you can give yourself that a little bit, Grace, I feel like it'll start to ease up a little bit with that agitation. There's just something that I need to get off my chest, is how it feels like. And I don't know, and people are not going to know what it is. So also giving people and giving yourself that time, is there anything you want to talk about? And really coming into that heart space first, then here. Okay. My dreams have been crazy. Last week I had a dream about, oh, look at you. Um, wanting to attack me and some person protecting me from it. So Shy, when you think about that, and you don't have to answer us here on the chat, but have you always felt under attack in your life? And I feel like that is something that's coming up to be cleared. So when you look at the dreams, and dreams are really easy to pick apart, just go to the feeling. Go to the feeling of the dream. And if you're not sure, you can give it a Google. And there's so many online dream dictionaries. And the protecting part, you are protected and you know that. And it's a reminder of that. Does Spirit have any messages for me? I can't believe how much I missed you, Lana. Oh, bless your heart. Kayla, um, I feel like I've got to say, good job. Well done. I feel like I've got to acknowledge all those steps that you've been taking. And sometimes there's like 10 forward, two back, two backwards, baby steps, leaps. I feel like I've got to say, good job. I have to acknowledge the growth. So I don't know if lately you've been kind of a little bit fussy with yourself, or a little bit critical on yourself, or a little bit hard on yourself. But I feel like I just got to, and I don't feel like really harsh. I just feel like I've got to acknowledge that you're doing really well with what you know and where you're standing. I also feel like there's been so many layers peeled off of you lately, Kayla, and I just feel like this ray of sunshine just radiating. And with the ray of sunshine, also comes those moments of turbulence, and it's all okay. And I just feel like I've just got to say that to you. I'm not quite sure why, but I just needed to give that to you, Kayla. Diane, yes, myself, and notice my husband too. Yeah, watch the people around you. Oh, just kind of keep that awareness, because sometimes when somebody else is agitated, and that comes back into the energy. And I'm just going to look at my sheet again. The energy that you're identifying with, right? That is something that's going to be a huge ahas for many of us. The energy that I'm identifying with. If somebody else is agitated, make sure you're not getting a piggyback ride on it. Right? Right. Watch what you're piggyback riding. So, and people are going through their own stuff, and it does come back down to that I'm in my own lane kind of saying, but that's hard to do sometimes without the reminders. Giving yourself reminders. And speaking of that, I just want to talk a little bit about intentions, and what you would like to feel, and what you want to achieve, and what you want to bring it in. Now's a really good time while we're processing some of that, giving yourself whatever mantra resonates with you, or whatever prayer, or whatever guidance, or whatever intention, whatever you want to resonate with, whatever tickles you, kind of put that in place this week, especially if you're very easily tweaked by other people's energy. So if you're a person that struggles with identifying to energy that's not yours, just kind of lean into finding a way that resonates with you to keep you out of piggyback riding. No piggyback. No piggybacking. All right? I'm not going to ride that. Oh, hold on here. There's that silly old update. Okay. Wendy, good morning. Does Spirit have any messages for me about my health and love life? Do they see my health getting better and leading a better and healthier life? Will it be soon? Wendy, I think that you're already on that journey. So I already felt that you started that. I felt like you've already started this wellness journey. And I feel, and it's funny that you're bringing this up, Wendy, because my physical body felt very different in Ireland. Um, I just felt incredible. And Spirit has showed me that you started this before you came. You're just connecting to it now. You're just, because you're in a different place. You don't have everything else that's around you, right? Life, family, whatever else. And I feel, Wendy, that you're already on that better. I feel like you're already on that path. I just have to kind of say, embrace it a little bit more. I feel like I do feel physically better with your health. And I also feel that all this healing work that you are going to do, that you are doing, because you have been doing a lot of work. It may not feel like it in this red hot moment, but they're showing me that you've been doing a lot of work. And it's just been when we take small steps, we don't always see them. Right. So I feel like I have to say, Acknowledge the little steps too. I feel like you're on the right path as well with this healthier life and better. I also feel with love life, I feel that with all these steps, Wendy, I feel like I'm opening up. I feel like I'm cracking open. And I feel that with that, it's almost like you've taken down a few of your own blocks that you've kind of put up or that you've been kind of holding back on. And perhaps it's more of a holding back. And I feel like you're just gonna like allow yourself, and Astrid just showed up. Astrid is my naked Viking spirit guide, for those of you who don't know Astrid, and she's come to speak. This is interesting. When Astrid shows up, it's about being real and it's about being raw and it's about just allowing who you are. She came to me several years ago and stripped me naked. Spiritually and I didn't literally walk around naked, but energetically and spiritually she stripped me down. And when she's showing up here for you, it's about really embracing all of you, and I feel like that is going to move that love life into a deeper energy, into deeper connections, into deeper ways of loving. And I also feel, Wendy, that when we talk about love life, um that's an expansive word. Your love life with friends, your love life, with community, your love life with yourself, your love life with a mate. That it feels very, very expansive because our love life isn't just with a mate. Our love life is also with those who are around us that love us, our friends, and the different types of love that we have out there. And my love for my bestest friend in the whole wide world, Kim, has even shifted with this trip. We spent 10 days together, and our friendship and that bond got even more expansive. And and it was pretty big to begin with. But I feel like that, Wendy, is that the whole word of love life is going to also include friends and connecting with people, because I feel like this whole stripping down and allowing that is really going to serve you. And it's a hard one. Astrid's still here, so she still wants to talk collectively. And it's very distracting when you see a naked Viking spirit guide. Um, but I chuckle. It's so important that we become more comfortable with our naked self, and I mean that at a spiritual level, with being who we are. Right? We're always wanting to put layers to cover up who we are. I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to be this. Take it off, right? Allowing yourself, with where you feel comfortable, and allowing your love life with collectively with people, right? With the universe, allowing your authentic self. Esther's hanging out here, so she must have more to say, but I'm just gonna let her have a seat in the empty chair next to me. Ina, I had a very weird dream and maybe a bit scary. I think it wasn't really a dream. Woke up soaked in sweat. What does spirit have to say about that? Um, I'm just hopping in there. I feel a few aspects with that. I feel like, because I'm back in my throat chakra, I'm really feeling I feel like there's some expression, that is and our dreams are often our subconscious or things that we're kind of pushing down as well. They're not always a message from a spirit guide, but I feel like with this, I feel like it's like things that have been pushed down for a long time. I feel that it's connecting to what I said about the communication, the need to clear the air. I feel like that the build up, right? The build up. I feel like I've just got to give yourself some time with, outside, breathing, feet on the grass. I feel like I need to kind of say whatever's been pushed, even if you can't verbalize it, give it permission. Give it permission to leave. I feel like it's more of a push to give yourself permission to release. Oh, the agitated. Yes, I've been bored because my house is empty here. Can't wait to move until the move has happened. At this point, yep, I lack patience. Patience is a big one, right? And I think it's something that we're always working on too. Kayla, no patience. I think I read Kayla's earlier. Good to see all you guys coming in. Look at all you guys. You're literally describing how I've been feeling. Yeah. And thank you for saying that, because getting a little bit of validation with what I'm channeling. It's kind of a bit of a guide and a compass as well for all of us. Spring, that sounds like me. I'm so ready to move, and my patience is running thin with everything. But I'm also full of energetic and excitement too. Good job. No patience at all. Yeah. Yeah, it's that agitation, right? It's that agitation energy that's surfacing. Remember when you're feeling it. So sometimes when we're feeling it, we try to and I get it, we have to kind of, be energetic aware and we can't fly off the handle all the time. But if you feel agitated, remind yourself that I need to clear something off. I need to clear the air. What do I need to speak? Even if you have to go talk to a tree or a rock, right? I truly do feel that we're going to be feeling this for a reason. And then I feel like when we get to the next new moon, we're going to have a whole new perspective. So this agitation needs to be stirred. Don't swallow it. Right? Don't swallow the agitation. Find some way of clearing it. Find some way of moving through it. And as I always say, whatever resonates with you, put your feet in the water, touch grass, right? Listen to the birds, speak it, right? Acknowledge it, really try and work through it, because on the other side of it, we will get to the other side of it, there's going to be new perspectives coming in. And that's going to include globally. Okay, here we go. Jennifer, I definitely need to relax and play more. Yeah, the vibration of play is huge, and I talk about that all the time. We need to play more. Um, I found some time to play in Ireland. I went down and looked for seashells, and I thought to myself, when was the last time I did that? Right? I played in the sand. Right? Get out there and play, 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 play. Rubab, does Spirit have any messages for me today? I have, as I tap into there, I'm just curious, have you had a little bit of, an ongoing headache? I feel like I'm holding energy in the back of my head. I feel like I just got a little bit of a headache. I feel like you're holding on to energy there, and I feel like I just need to say to you, you will get clarity, but I need to kind of clear the headspace. So any kind of meditation music, any kind of music that you like, I need to get you dancing a little bit. Like, I need to get you kind of like in that space of clearing. I need to clear, and I'm really aware of my head. Nisa, welcome home. Just wondering if you see my boyfriend and I moving to a new house in the next 2 to 4 years. If so, can Spirit share some details? Thank you. Nisa, this is going to be a leap of faith. So I feel like I need to really work on the manifesting and saying, yeah, we want to move. I don't want to add any salt and pepper energy. I've got to kind of clear that up. I need to I feel like you want to move. I feel like it's possible to move. I feel like it's your own space. But I also feel you have control over this. You can hold it back, right? So, and with a lot of this, Nisa, I feel like if your desire is to move in the next 2 to 4 years, you are going to make it happen. I don't feel any blocks. I don't feel that the time is off, but you have choice here on holding yourself back, right? So, with that, with financially, I don't, I mean, we all have a financial gravel road sometimes, but I feel it very much doable. I feel like I've got to really put my focus in. I've got to really kind of say, okay, I'm going to take the reins and we're going to ride through this and get there. And if you take that energy, Nisa, I feel like it's going to happen. And I'm a little bit less than the 4 year mark. When I looked at the 2 to 4, I got closer to like the 2.5 ish, 3. I'm not at the 4 year mark. I got pushed a little bit closer. I haven't, so Wendy, I haven't been on in a bit because I've been going to doctors, trying to figure out what's going on with me. I'm trying to get my health back. And you're on that path, Wendy. Wendy, I'm just curious too. Are you been having trouble with like inflammation? And I don't know if this has come up before for you, but I'm just kind of feeling really inflamed. The energy has been heavy with some people I chat with on Facebook, mostly church people. So my patience are thin with them too currently. Everyone's on their own path and their own journey, Spring, and sometimes we need to remind ourselves with that and watch what you're piggybacking on. Right? Watch some. When think about how often I want to come back to this because and Esther's nodding. I want to come back to this because we piggyback on things. When we start to feel that energy, you're on their back. You're piggybacking. You're riding with it. Their experience. I don't have to absorb everything. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't piggyback. Right? Okay. Hi, Wes. Hello, darling. Big hugs to you, mister. Fill your own cup. Lana says, I'm literally filling up a mug with water while listening. So, with that, Shy, when you're filling up a mug with water, charge the water. Charge the water with an intention. Fill up the energy if it's energy that you need, right? Use all these tools to help navigate through working through the tough parts, right? I make a cup of tea, I put a little dab of honey in it, and I connect to it. I put energy in there. It's gonna be a great day, right? Okay, definitely feeling the spirit message today. I'm so glad. Um, my house is crazy filled with spiders. Why? There's a reason for it, but I don't know what the reason is. It's annoying because I'm terrified of them. There's a past life thing. At least the ones in the kitchen got names now. I love that, Shy. Um, Shy, think about where you are right now, right? You're moving and you're creating a new home. Think about what spiders do. They're constantly building a new web, right? So I feel like it's that they're trying to show you that you can build a new home, a new life. And we do this over and over again too, right? Even though we may not always physically move, we're always building something new. And I really feel, and there's probably other meanings to the spider, but I feel like when I tap into that, what's the reason? They're trying to show you that you can build. And think of a spider. Have you ever looked at a spider's web? I've seriously sat with it. Get yourself like a magnifying glass or something, or get really close to it. Look at how beautiful they build it. Right? It's spectacular. Now, how many times in a day, even, or even in a week, that spider's web is either swept away, blown away, damaged? And what do? They rebuild a web, and they rebuild the next web, even like with the same beauty. They're constantly rebuilding. And when you think about how spectacular that is, to be able to rebuild something when it's been swept away. So, and the same thing applies to us. When we rebuild things, it doesn't necessarily connect to the home, but when we're rebuilding a new version of ourselves, or we're rebuilding things, and we are always changing, right? Like parts of us get swept away and change. New parts of us are growing. It's the same thing as the spider's web when you really think about it, and you can rebuild yourself just as beautiful. Right? All new versions of you, old versions of you were beautiful. You were beautiful while you were learning. Right? You were beautiful while you were having a hard time. You were beautiful while you were experiencing the challenges. I love that. I love that. Um, wow, that made my jaw drop too. We can shift the energy. That's why it's important to speak and make choices from our heart space. Yes, and I learned a lot of even more about shifting energy and tapping into different energy. And I had that experience in Ireland as well. I landed in a beautiful park. It was extremely magical, and I tapped into it at a level that I hadn't tapped into before, and had a very playful time. We can shift the energy. Okay, Mel, hi Lana. Yes, this really applies to what has happened the last few days with my mood feelings. I feel more irritated. Clear it, process it, talk to it from the heart, right? We need to clear the air, and clearing the air, it can be, it doesn't always involve other people. It can be about ourselves, and clearing the air with ourselves, giving ourselves permission, giving ourselves acknowledgement, right? Clearing the air. We're going to be doing a lot of that. Wes, any messages for me? Darling, Wes, I really need to acknowledge your strength. I need you to tap into that. I need to get you in a bit of a, I want to say, like a new space, new trust, new level of who you are. Wes, and I know I've talked to you about this before and very recently. I need to get you outside. You need to get outside. I need to get you breathing. I need to get you just kind of filling up your lungs with that new air and that new energy. I also, Wes, need to acknowledge how incredible you are, and really pull that into yourself. You're going to be doing a lot of healing work, Wes, in the next little bit. All of these updates. And in the next little bit, you're going to be really tapping into that. Allow yourself that time. Oh, I believe it. It needs to happen. Absolutely. Okay. Oops, I just went a little bit too fast. I was doing pretty good without going so fast, and then I went really fast. Let me just come back up. Okay. Where did I go? Okay, here we go. All right, there we go. Sorry, you guys. Arlene, I lost a pet 50. I lost a pet of 15 years and a dear friend of mine in a few weeks. time last week, wondering if any messages from them. I really feel, number one, that I need you to know they're okay. I feel like there's a lot of, I can just feel the peace energy moving in, Arlene. I can feel like that healing energy coming in. I can feel that softer feeling, but I also feel them so strong around you. So I don't know, Arlene, have you felt them coming in around you? Because they're literally coming right in at me. They're literally hugging, like holding you tight. I also have to say to you that there's going to be a lot of magic that's going to be showing itself to you, and I just have to get you into that space of just trust it. Just trust what you're feeling, trust what you're knowing, trust the sensations. And I keep feeling this little tickle on my shoulder, and I keep feeling like this rub against my leg. Just trust it. They're holding you in that space, and I need you to take your time with the feelings and with the emotions. And I don't need you to push it back. I need you to kind of take your time with it. They will sit with you while you go through that. um I'm glad Kim got you during an animal communication moment. It was super cool. Yeah. So yeah, I didn't. Kim filmed me a few times, and I didn't realize she was filming me. Bless her heart. Um, the horse and buggy wagons, their rides through the little communities was absolutely profound, and I loved it. We were on an island for the one that was yeah, we're on an island when it was posted, and it's a community near the cliffs of Moher, that is very remote, and there's not even there wasn't any cell service there or anything. And you got to go for a horse and buggy ride, and I literally felt like I was way back in gypsy times. I literally felt like I was in that carriage, taking all my belongings with me across the planet, and I loved it so much. And when I got off the wagon, the horse called me over. Animals know that I can communicate with them. So the horse called me over. And that horse was expressing to me how loved they are and how profound they are treated, and how much the horse is honored. And the horse wanted me to pass that on. And when this horse was sharing, the horse's energy, um, was so profound, and it reminded me of the magic of little children. um and even the horse's behavior was like a younger horse, and even though the horse was not, age wise, a young horse, it had that energy that it was trying to share with the entire island and people coming to it. So the horse was trying to help people realize that, to tap into that youthful energy, and how the water is constantly changing the island. So it was quite profound. I loved that moment. That horse had a lot to say in a very short time, and it was absolutely glorious. Um, it would probably take me about 5 minutes to gain an Irish accent. Yes, the Irish accent is a glorious accent. A lot of the Irish picked up on my Canadian accent, and they kept wanting me to say the word "out." Can you say "out"? And I was like, "Out," and they would laugh, and I was like, I don't hear, you don't hear your own accent." But it was glorious, and the Irish people were just so fun. I had so much fun. I even river danced on stage. I got chosen. They came out and picked me to come up, and I'm like, I got two left feet, but man, I gave it a go. I gave it a go. Okay. I can't wait to hear more about your spiritual experience in Ireland. Please make a full video if possible. I do have to make a full video of it. I need to process a few of the extraordinary spiritual things that happened to me over there. It was absolutely profound. My brain decided I didn't need much sleep last night. Woke up early this morning for no reason. Um, Spring. That's okay. I've been on a family tree learning while Lana was in Ireland, and it has been so much fun for me. I have roots in both Ireland and Scotland. Andrea, you've been in my dreams 3 nights in a row, which leads me to ask what guidance my guides have for me to what I need to focus on. Andrea, I feel like there's a shift in your spirituality. I feel like how you connect is shifting. I feel like there's like a growth there, like your own spiritual way of working, your own connections. And I feel like that dream of me appearing is to kind of support you through marching to the beat of your own drum with it, allowing yourself to have those moments. When it comes to focus, I feel like I've got to say allow. I need the focus to be, I'm going to allow it to unravel. I'm going to allow myself to work and however I want to work. And I feel like the focus, and here's the thing, you can focus too much. Right? So you can really focus too much. And I learned that, and this may be why I showed up in your dream. I learned that many years ago. I'm gonna focus too much on learning the channel. And you can't force it. You can't force the focus. You can't, there's no easy way of getting there. You just have to allow it. And then it becomes easy. When you allow it and take away the focus, because sometimes we do try too hard to force it. I'm gonna sit with this crystal, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Just allow it. Allow yourself to work the way you want to work, and they're going to change it all the time anyway. Spirit is constantly changing how I work. And I just allow it. I don't force it. I don't focus on it. Do I have things that help keep me grounded? Yes. Do I have practices that help me heal? Yes, but I don't focus on it. I go with what I'm pulled to do. If I'm not pulled to wear any crystals, I don't. If I'm pulled to go sit with a tree, I do. If I'm pulled to sing and chant, that's where I go. I don't focus on it. I allow it. So I think that the word focus, Andrea, and the whole allowing, that was a big one for me. It's just allowing it. And I've become very, very good at that, at just allowing it. When I was in Ireland, I had a moment. I was like, "Oh wow, I'm not connected." It's hello. That's it. Literally happened, and Kim was like, "This is really weird for you," and spirit just allowed me to just stay in the moment of what I needed, and I just allowed it. I didn't question it. I didn't force it. I didn't try to connect. They said, "Where you go," and away I went. Right? So just watch on that word focus. On focus can lead to forcing, right? And you can't force it. It's just about allowing. All right. Okay. I certainly feel attacked a lot because of my PTSD. Makes sense that that's gonna clear up to me. I may switch medication soon. That'll help reduce my anxiety a lot. Well done, Shy. Um, Spring, are there any messages for me today from family or guides? Spring, I feel like a whole new world opening up. I just feel like it's like I got cracked. And a whole I just feel I feel like I got cracked, and a whole new world, a whole new experience, a whole new version of me. And I have to say, and I know you commented earlier about other people around you. I feel like you're gonna become more and more and more comfortable with who you are, and less I'm going to use the word threatened or agitated, or shy or embarrassed. I feel like the programming has become a lot less looser for you, and I feel like that comfort zone for you is cracking open, and more comfortable with it, more and more balanced in it, more and more. And I feel like I just got to say, enjoy that ride, enjoy it. Is this in this wave of people we know dying almost over 3 in 3 months is a bit much. It's a lot. Losing people is a lot. And dead people have a different perspective. I've shared this 1,000 times. I know I have, but for them it's very different. And I always say tap into their perspective. It will help you. When we tap into their perspective, it helps ease our own grief and it helps ease it, and it allows us to have that time, and it allows us to process it in a very different way. To spirit, they're not gone. I have this argument almost daily with spirit and living people. To them, they're not gone, and they're trying to teach us, and they want the relationship to continue. And for us, it's a very different perspective. But losing 3 in 3 months is a lot, and I feel like I've got to say to you, Horizon Phoenix, give yourself some time. Give yourself some time to grieve, to mourn, to reminisce, and also take them with you while you do that. Feel them with you while you're going through that. They will help you. Allow them to help you through that grief. Okay. Um, Rachel, any messages are you picking up on me? Just give me a second, darling. Rachel, I feel like I'm processing a lot of change. I feel like there's been a lot of things either you don't understand, or changes coming at you that you may not necessarily been ready for. But I feel like I have to say to you, you've got this. You've got this. And I just feel like a little bit wobble. So just, and if it's not resonating in this moment, Rachel, and I don't feel bad with it. First of all, I feel very good with it. But as when change comes towards us, sometimes we pull back, or we overthink, or we struggle with it. It feels very good, and I have to say, just kind of allow it and allow yourself to navigate through it and know that it's taking you into a new, I feel like new destinations of energy, and new destinations of fresh starts and beginnings, and not in a bad way. I don't feel anything falling apart. I feel like new things coming in. I feel like new beginnings, and I just feel so new and excited. And but I just feel like I have to say, again, with the word allowing it, just kind of allow yourself to navigate through that. You're also very, very supported. And I have like if and I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure if it's a spirit guide or an actual sister or friend that was a sister, but that sisterhood energy is surrounding you from the spirit dimensions and holding you into that space. So when I feel that, make sure that you're connecting with like sisterhood energy, and it can be, brotherhood too. But I mean, like that supportive, gentle, divine feminine, physical energy. Make sure that you got some of that around you. I feel like you need it. I feel like, everybody needs to be cheered on, and I feel like I just need that. But it feels good to me, Rachel. Also, please don't, have oh no, it feels very good to me. I just feel that when things change, like many of us, you kind of struggle and kind of pull back a little bit on. Um, Cello cutie. Just got back from camping. So excited to see you back, Lana. It's time for me to get some much needed sleep, but I want to pop in and say hi. Hello, darling, and I hope you get some rest. I had a Diane, I had a dream of my dad laying in a cemetery waiting to pass. Once he disappeared. Any message from his spirit guys as he's getting worse? He has Alzheimer's. Okay. So Diane, profound dream, by the way. I feel like your dad came to you, even though he's living, his soul can still come to you, right? So, and people with Alzheimer's, dementia, even autistics, in cognitive impairment, they have the ability to communicate with their soul. They have the ability to talk like the spirit dimensions do, because their physical brain no longer prevents them from thinking that they can't. So I do feel like with that experience that you had, I feel like that is preparing you. I feel like he's trying to say, I'm ready. I'm ready. And I feel like he wants to kind of, prepare um those who love him. I just feel like it's a prepared. Um I also feel quite often we need to give people who are passing permission to go. I feel the opposite here. He's giving you permission to let him go. He's because he's pointing back to you. I feel, and it may not be you specifically, but people around. It's he's ready, right? And he's trying to prepare. I also feel that part of dad's nature is to always be prepared. So in his younger days or before Alzheimer's, became a part of his experience. I feel like he was always prepared, like organized and prepared. And I feel like he's tapping into that to letting you know that he's preparing to leave here. Um, all right, here we go. Peyton, hi, Lan. I'm about to leave for vacation and see my long distance partner. Does Spirit have anything I need to keep in mind for the trip? Power of now, Peyton. Power of now. I feel that you're going to have like an elevation in understanding that meaning. I in Yes, you understand the meaning, but I feel like there's an elevation in that. Really tapping into the power of now, Peyton, is coming your way at a louder volume, and it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing to be able to really work on the present moment, because really, and I know you know this, we all know this, and there's so many things that we know but we don't practice or lean into. The power of now is all we have, and I feel like with you tapping into that deeper, you're going to enjoy every moment of your journey at a deeper level. Yes, there's lots of time. Yes, there's so many unanswered questions, but right now, in that deliciousness of right now, and it is when we learn that, and it took me a while, and I'm still really growing that whole power of now experience because I don't believe there's a bottom to it. It just shape shifts things in an incredible way. It shifts relationships, even long-term relationships. It shifts them when you focus on your relationship right now and what each other need right now, right? It changes things, right? Because I truly believe that we're always changing and growing anyway. So right now is where you're at with each other. All right. And I think Peyton, you'll understand that when you get back. Reach out to me. Let me know. Chrissy B, does my mom have my family's best interest? It has been difficult since my dad transitioned. Intention wise, I feel yes. So I do feel like her intentions are best interest. I don't feel a malicious energy there at all. That being said, I feel though that what her intentions are, I'm just listening to the wording here, Chrissy. Um, what her intentions are is not what people need. If I've worded that, if I'm translating that properly, I don't feel like where she's going with her intentions is what people need. But I feel like her own unhealed stuff, her own processing of stuff may not be the healthiest path that she's leaning on. But I don't feel her intentions are off. I just feel like she's going about it the wrong way, and I feel like it's kind of like to protect her and block her from feeling and experiencing and going through that. I also feel like, and I just have keep having to open my eyes wide. I do feel like she's going to have her eyes opened to what healing she does need. And with that, when I can hear you when, but I literally heard you say, well, when? That's going to depend on her own learning experience because I feel like she's pushing it away. And I also feel like part of her is pushing other people away as well. I just feel like I'm pushing away feelings, I'm pushing away dealing with it, I'm pushing away. But I don't feel her intention is harmful. I don't feel like she set out to hurt people. Like I don't feel that at all. But I feel like what people need is not what she's tapping into. I hope that makes sense there, Chrissy. Um, I'm also, Chrissy, if you're open to it, and you can just leave a little comment if you're still here. Yes, I always ask people if they're open for me to send them any healing or any light. I feel like I need to shine some light to your feet to help you navigate through this. I also feel like I've got to say, make sure that you're staying in your own connection, in your own relationship with dad, because he's very much supporting you and helping you. Um, cope and manage the losing his physical presence. He's very much around you, and he's trying to support you through that. He's trying to hold you up, and he himself is like, he literally just brought in like the scraping fog lights when you're searching to find something in the dark. He's got literally a fog light around you. So if you're okay with me sending a little bit of extra light to your feet to help you navigate through this difficult time. Dad is also supporting mom, but it's more of opening the eyes. It's more of being able to see. I feel like I can't see it, right? She can't see it is kind of how I feel, but I don't feel, and he's and I feel quite strongly about this. I don't know why I have to repeat it. I don't feel it's an intention thing. I just don't. I just don't feel it. I feel it's I don't know how to cope with it. I don't know how to process it. I don't know. I'm not tapping into what other people need from me, and that's and I also feel a bit of anger with the loss. I feel like I've got some anger there that she doesn't want to process. When you avoid things, that's kind of how it feels there to me. Okay, you guys, I'm just going to scroll down and just kind of grab some answers or any kind of validation for anything that I said. Then I'm going to grab the animal communication book and the angel number book. Let's see. That was so much validation and deep at that. Thanks, Lana. You're very welcome. Thank them. I've been seeing a pain specialist and a therapist. I'm so happy to see a therapist because I can let things out. There's the clearing energy. There's the clearing energy. I had a nerve test done that showed nerve damage. I hope that it's a stage where the nerves can be fixed. Tap into the energy of healing, Wendy. Just tap into that. My body's healing. I'm healing my body. My body's healing and I'm healing my body. Make that a little bit of a mantra to help you work through some of that, Wendy. Rubab, yes, I've been getting migraines and brain fog lately. Thanks for the advice, Lana. Thanks for the validation there, darling. Um, all right, here we go. So happy Ireland was amazing. July has been a bit hard to spirit. Have any advice around my yoga mentor's decisions on how I can best engage, communicate with him? His support means a lot to me. Um, Yes, Lindsay. I do have a little bit they do have a little bit of support there. Absolutely support and engagement is great from mentors. Absolutely. Mentors are meant to open the door and support you on your journey. But I feel like the shift a little bit, and I do this in my teaching. I open the door, but my students have to walk through it, right? It's not how I work, it's how they work. And I feel like I've got to say to you, Lindsay, I also your own support needs to mean a lot to you too. I feel like I've got to put that in a bit more of a balance or go deeper with your own support and how you're working. I feel like the communication, and remember back to the start of this energy update, and go back if you weren't here, Lindsay, go back and listen to it. Back to the communication and being able to clear the air and get things off your chest. I also feel you need to support yourself too. So I feel like you've got to kind of like when we have a mentor, our mentor's job is to eventually we go off on our own. And I think that you're getting close to that. So, yes, you may still need support or tap into mentorship, but I also feel like you're getting close to being able to go on your own. So my question is, Lindsay, are you almost finished this program? Because I feel like that's kind of the push that you're going to is to be able to say you're not going to need a mentor permanently. You're getting closer to not needing that. So sometimes we feel that coming in and we go, I don't have the support of it. I don't need them. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And if I have any of my mentoring students here, they will tell you that I give them the push to do their own, tap into their own, work their own way. And and it's almost like that fly little birdie kind of space. That's kind of where I see you kind of navigating through. Okay. And if any of my students are still on here, chime in on that one. Okay, you guys, I am, thanks, Rachel. My gifts come to me in my dreams, which I think is pretty cool. I just trying to figure out and get better at it. Wendy, keep allowing it. Keep allowing it. Look at you guys supporting one another. I love this group so much. Well, Lana, this is exactly what goes on. My guys are always with me. I feel change. I feel changes are going on. Yeah, Rachel, you just needed that validation. You just needed that support. You just needed to hear it. And so I'm very grateful that resonates there with you. Change is a big one, right? Like we panic when things are changing, right? And it happens in all readings all the time. I'll say, well, things are going to change, and people I can see the fear. Change, if everything stays the same, nothing's going to change, right? So, and change brings us growth even when it's hard, right? So, when we navigate through the change, and the newness, it brings us to new spaces where we're going to be able to grow and flourish. Nourish yourself. All right, books. Where's the books? Where's the books? Let's see. What do we need to hear? We'll do the numbers book. 357. Well done. You've been listening to your intuition and now you're on the right path, changing your life in wonderful ways. Right? What do we just talk about? I love this so much. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. I need a sip of tea though. Don't you just love it? I love it so much. 249. You've been receiving angelic messages about your divine life purpose. This guidance may appear as intuitive feelings or a deep desire to serve in ways connected to your passionate interests. Trust this guidance and act upon it without delay. One more, one more, one more. I don't know why I can't put it down yet. So when I can't put it down, there's still something else to be said. 362. Trust that you are being assisted by powerful and loving ascended masters. They are helping to provide for you and your family. I can put it down. All right. I always ask, am I done? I do. I always ask. Okay. What do we need to hear? Let's all set some intentions. What do we need to know? 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 Badger. You must be persistent and stick with your project to its completion no matter what. Be willing to defend your beliefs and principles and meet any challenges and criticism head on. It's time to stop your delay and avoidance tactics and get on with what you know you need to do. Stop always depending on others. Stop always depending on others, then resenting them when they don't come through, and trust that you have the capability to be self reliant. Turn your anger and aggression into constructive action without cutting others to shreds. There's that agitation. Let's do another one. I still can't put it down. Meadowlark is a bird. Expect some good news or a pleasant surprise very soon. Sing out loud in any song of your choice, putting any and all inhibitions of self consciousness aside. It's time for some form of inward journey, whether through contemplation, meditation, or a nature quest. And it's important to do so cheerfully and enthusiastically. Doors are about to open on a new opportunity that will bring you considerable abundance. Whatever project you've been working on, it's about to come to fruition. I love that so much. I love that so much. It's been a wonderful hour. It has been a wonderful hour. Okay, the rest of the week, let's see. I didn't look ahead because I was so excited to get on here. I didn't check the calendar to see where I am on Wednesday. I am here Wednesday. Oh, Thursday, I have a group session. I love groups. And I'll be here Friday for an Ask the Medium as well. And before I let you go, some of you have been messaging me and through emails about the next introduction to the spiritual journey. It is up on the website, so go have a look and see if that resonates with you. I do it twice a year. Sing out loud as I randomly sing the song, singing around what Lana was saying. I think it was I think it on Sesame Street. Sing a song, sing out loud. Best hour I've had in weeks. Bless your hearts. Have a great day to all of you guys. I think it was Sesame Street. Um, I'm just having a listen. Spirit hasn't stepped back. Speaking of group sessions, when's the next Zoom call? I haven't booked one yet, Wes, mainly because of my schedule, but I will get one in the calendar, hopefully sometime August or September. Um, the calendar is quite active, but we will get one. The group session that I have is an in-person private group that is booked. I'm also booked for, I think I've got a group session, public one in August as well. I think I've got two of them coming up. I do love platform mediumship. It fills my heart so much. As always, I'm wishing you all love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided day. Take good care, you guys. I love you.